Hi, my name is Gabby and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to budget out my 2 paychecks of June. So let's go ahead and get started. I know it's been a while since I filmed a video, and it's because life got so busy. I was traveling, then we had guests, life things. So instead I decided I was going to skip the last 2 videos and not force it and do all of my budgeting now. So that's what we're going to be doing. I haven't funded any of July, and today is June 19th, which is crazy, so we're going to take care of all of that now. But first, we do have to get into some overspending. As you can see here, I have 6 overspent categories, which is absolutely wild. This is not normal for me. We have delivery. This is just a tracking category. I don't assign any money here. I usually pull from my dining out to cover this. I'm going to go ahead and do that. It's just at the end of the year, I want to see how many times we had food delivered and how much we actually spent doing it. It's not my favorite way to spend money on food, so it doesn't happen that often. Let's come back to rideshare. I do have other reimbursements, which is like a Lyft or an Uber for a work event that I had. It was the Lyft home, and I did submit for reimbursement, so that should be coming soon. I'm not going to take care of that. Once I get the check, I'm going to send the money directly into this category to zero that out, so we'll skip that. Next up is scooter maintenance. I have an electric scooter that I use to ride to the gym, ride to the park to play tennis, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I just thought it'd be better than like renting a scooter every, a couple times a week, because that adds up really fast, and it has been really good until I got a flat tire, so I haven't been able to use it all month. I bought some supplies to try to fix a flat tire myself with the help of my boyfriend, of course, but we just were not able to do it. Everything is so tight on there, which is good for safety reasons, but it meant that we couldn't do it. I'm gonna return the tires and everything I bought for it, but there will be an expense here, so I think for now we're just gonna leave it, because I'm gonna get the full $65.21 back in my scooter maintenance category. Once I do the returns, that should zero out. And then medical, I also submitted for reimbursement. I have an HSA from an old job that has a little bit of money in it, and instead of figuring out how to roll it over to my current HSA so I can invest it, I decided to just use that for any medical things that come up. So the $28.90 we're also going to leave there. And then finally, live events. We bought our tickets to the US Open later this year, and I need to cover this with my New York money that I've saved up. My intention was to spend the money in live events, use whatever money I had in there to buy the tickets. It was more than I had, so I was always planning on covering that with money I've saved up for the trip. I'm going to have to go in though and replenish that at some point. So now going back to rideshare, I normally budget $50 for rideshare a month, and I normally don't come close to using up all that money, but I like to have it in case I do need it. This month, as you can see, I'm already double my budget, which is absolutely crazy. I don't think I've ever spent this much money on a rideshare, and it's only the 19th, so I know I'll go up a little bit more. And full transparency, it was a cleaning fee. As you can see, the $80. This is for the same work reimbursement. So the Lyft itself was covered by my work, but I had to take care of the $80 cleaning fee on my own, which completely understandable. This has never happened to me before. I felt so bad. What can I do except for pay it? It sucks, but I completely understand it. I think it was like I had been drinking a fair amount, but it was like motion sickness in the car, and that happens to me completely sober. Like, I don't do well with like movements like boats and sitting in the backseat of cars and stuff, and then adding drinking to that, and it was a mess. I felt so bad. I don't think it was that bad in the car. It was just the door. It was, anyways, TMI. Moving on. So yeah, we still have 4 overspent categories. Oh no, because I do want to cover this, actually, sorry. We're going to go ahead and cover the rideshare with ready to assign. No, we're not. Let's go into my June budget. I forgot that I wanted to send some money that I have. I'm going to send the rest of my miscellaneous to rideshare just to kind of cover it with other categories in that group. And then I'm going to go ahead and snooze this because we don't need to send any more money there. And then $94 in entertainment right now. Why? This feels high. I'm going to go ahead and send the extra $25 that I sent to this category for this night. So I'm going to go ahead and send that to rideshare. No, that's wrong. I'm going to send $25 to rideshare to cover the majority of what was left, and then the rest, the $18.75, will cover with ready to assign. I had contributed a little bit extra towards my entertainment category this month. It was a summer work party. We always go out afterwards, but thankfully it was expense, like we didn't have to pay for it ourselves, so those $25 can help cover that fee. Yeah. And then for dining out, I want to also go ahead and snooze this target because I have sent all the money that I want to my dining out categories. It's just because I transferred money over. Perfect. So now let's go ahead and start budgeting July. I don't need to send anything to any of these categories. We'll do all of my bills. This is my gym, cell phone bill, electricity bill, and then our rent and utility. We're gonna go ahead and fund everything. All of streaming, all my monthly subscriptions, everything is $83.42. We're gonna go ahead and fund all of the food, which is groceries, dining out, delivery. Oh yeah, delivery doesn't have any money, so it shouldn't change anything. Yeah. Work lunches and then treats, we'll send $5.50 to that. Variable expenses. Yep. We'll go ahead and fund everything in my Gabby Improvement Fund, which is $100 for shopping, $50 for hobbies, $30 for personal care, and $50 for self-care. Oh no, I don't want to do that actually. We're going to do this individually. $100 for shopping, $50 for hobbies, $30 for personal care, $50 for self-care, which I'm thinking I might reduce because this number is getting really high. I do want to get a haircut and I need to get my eyebrows done again and a massage, but like this would cover me for a while, so I don't know that I need to continue sending $50. I gotta think on this, so for now we'll do it. I'm gonna go ahead and remove my target for golf. I just haven't been going to golf in a while, to the driving range I mean, so there's no sense in funding it. If I do spend money, I'll still put it in this line and just cash flow it essentially. So we'll leave that. And then tennis, I'll go ahead and still send $75 because I want to continue taking drills at our gym, and those are $35 each. So I guess I could reduce this down to $70. I'll leave it at $75. It's okay. So we'll continue doing that. And then birthday is not a priority right now, even though I do want to have more money in there. My solo trip, I'm only funding with bonuses, so we'll come back to this in a little bit.
These are out of order. Why? This has to be down here. Okay. That's the way.
Right, so nothing in these two categories. We'll leave that. And then just $10 to household consumables. All my other sinking funds have these goals that I want to get to eventually, but I don't have to fund them right now. I don't know. I got to start doing this soon, but I'm just spending so much money these days. So I don't know when we'll get to it. It just has to happen soonish. All right, so I want to say that July is fully funded. Let's take a look. Yeah, reimbursements are things that my sister would send me. And then, so my YNAB is currently saying that I need to fund these two credit cards, which is not actually true. These will be taken care of before June is over with reimbursements or whatever. It's just that once I cover this overspending, that should clear out. So July is now fully funded. We still have $1,348.72 to budget. And I forgot to mention this earlier. I should have said something. I did have some extra income. So not only was this 2 of my paychecks, regular paychecks, no overtime or anything, but I did have some extra income, $400 because I completed a bank bonus for BMO. At some point we'll do a video. My boyfriend's gonna help me with it, but we'll do a video on like credit card churning and bank bonuses and what we're working on. But this is one I completed. It was a while ago. It did take like 3 months to get paid out the bonus, but it was finally paid out. I read that that's what it would be like on Reddit or something. So the $338.76 from this total left and ready to assign is from eBay. We sold the golf clubs that I bought last year because my boyfriend's dad gifted me some new irons and a driver, and they're a much better brand and everything, so I didn't need to have 2 sets. I went ahead and sold my old ones. I didn't get nearly as much as I paid for them, but that's okay. Something's better than nothing, and I'm not going to just hold on to them for no reason. We just don't have room for that. So we are going to now go down to the Gabby Improvement Fund and finally start funding my solo trip. I'm so excited. I'll go ahead and start by sending the $400 from the bank bonus that I received. Brings my total up to $700. I am also waiting to be paid out for another bank bonus I did. I've done a lot this year. And that money will go straight into this. I just don't remember how much it was. It could have been $200 or it could have been $3 or $4. $200 to $400, unsure. So that'll be coming. I'm just waiting for that to actually be paid out. But I think I'm also going to send $338.76 from my golf clubs to this category. And just like that, my solo trip next year is over halfway funded. Not sending any money that I make from my job, my full-time job, to this. So my goal is to fund as much as I can from these extra things like selling things or bank bonuses, things like that. So super exciting. I did a random budget, like a loose budget based on prices for this year of about $2,000. I'll probably increase that a little bit for next year. Kind of based on the area that I want to go and the fact that I would need to pay the hotel all by myself. Everything will be all on my own since it's a completely solo trip. So I want to make sure I'm over prepared for that cost. Let's see, what else did I want to do? I have some notes. Okay. I am going to send a little bit of money to my down payment. Ideally, I would be sending $250 a month from my paychecks, or $125 a paycheck to my down payment, but I have a lot of expenses this month, so it's not going to happen. So I'm going to try and make up for that in a future month. I'm at least sending $100 for now at least. My best friend from high school will be visiting me in July, early July, for like 4th of July weekend. So I need to have some extra money available for the different activities we'll be doing because there's a lot. I already sent $50 to this category. I'm gonna go ahead and send another $150. I can always use like my dining out category, entertainment and all that to kind of help offset the extra cost of having a visitor and doing activities. It's her first time in Chicago, so she wants to do a lot of things. Between like what I have in visitors and then what I have in my regular categories, I'm hoping it'll be okay. One thing I forgot to do is cover a plane ticket that we purchased, a flight that we booked. So we spent $201.46 on our flights to Salt Lake later this year. Southwest was having a sale and I jumped on it. I was like, we are not waiting. When I went in July last year, the flights were like $600. So this $201.46 is such a steal. I can't believe it. But this is going to come out of my Salt Lake City budget of $700. So I decided that should be enough. Because not being tourist, not having to pay for a hotel or anything, like this is literally just like spending money and like maybe getting gas for my sister since we'll be using her car. So $700 should be more than enough for everything. I actually thought our flight was going to be a lot more money, so this is good. I'm going to send $201.46 to the travel category. To kind of keep track of how much I'm spending. I don't want to spend more than the $498.54 that I have left, but everything will be recorded in the travel line item. So now that I've moved that over, I'm actually going to send this money back down to one of these. Let's whip out a calculator. Let's go ahead and get this to 1,000 again. So I guess I would just need to send 128.18. Let's go ahead and send 128.18. We want to move this to NYC. Yep. And then the remaining 82.98 I'll move to our UK trip. We do hope to be able to squeeze in a trip somewhere in the Midwest, maybe Michigan, maybe Wisconsin or something. We haven't done any traveling in the Midwest since we've moved here over 2 years ago. So we want to take advantage this summer and just at least do a weekend trip. That's all we wanted to do. So I might have to move money around again, but for now, these are the trips that we have like planned and that we're going to do for sure. So these are the ones that I'm working on funding. So yeah, this is at 0, which is exactly how I want it. When we go on a trip and spend money, I'll put everything here and then move the money from one of these categories up to travel and then delete this line when the time comes. So that's how I'm handling travel for now. So perfect. So now that that's done, I did actually want to send a little more to travel because these trips are going to be pricey. So I'll send $200 to our UK trip. For now, I'm pretty comfortable with $1,000 for New York because our hotels are booked, flights are booked. The hotels are booked and paid for, so that's done. Flights are obviously paid for. We took care of the US Open tickets, which is the third largest expense for us. Actually, probably second because I think their flights were cheaper. So this would literally just be spending money like for activities, food, souvenirs, things like that. I may want a little bit more because I'm looking to buy something while I'm there. So we'll see. But for now, I feel good with $1,000 in that category. I'm going to go ahead and round this up to $500 just because I don't want to leave it like that. I don't like to keep certain categories with weird numbers.
We'll do. There we go. Perfect.
All right, so we still have 157.71, and I don't really
remember what I wanted to do. What?
no, this is more than I thought I would have left over by now, considering everything we've taken care of. So travel, we've discussed.
Visitors looking good. Let's go ahead and spend 924 here. Let's spend 875. I really don't know what to do here. Let's take a look at this.
Today's the 19th. We have 2 weekends left, meaning at least 2 more meals out and 2 grocery outings. So groceries will be a little tight, but hopefully doable for the rest of the month. And then dining out, if we spend, let's say if I spend 60, I think that should be fine.
I think that's fine.
I won't have a lot of money left over at the end of the month, but that is totally okay. Let's go ahead and send $125 to my scooter maintenance. I don't think I mentioned this earlier, but I will be, instead of changing the tire ourselves because we couldn't do it, I will be paying to have it done, and I'm gonna change them from like the tires with the tube of air to like a solid tire to prevent a flat tire in the future. It is a little more expensive, but I think it'll be worth it so I don't have to deal with this anymore, because it's been such a pain, especially not having a car in Chicago. Like dealing with a scooter is not that easy, so I'm gonna have to like Uber to this place to get it done so that everything can be taken care of and I'm not with this giant scooter on the train. And then the remaining $273 will just go to the holding category like normal. But by the next video, I will have for sure returned this, and this will be at least it'll be $100 or it'll be overspent because I have paid for the tire issue. So one of the two. I'm not planning on assigning money here every month. I'm just going to kind of like spend the money and then probably hide the category until I need it again in the future. Okay, so I think we're done with the budget. Next video will likely be, let's take a look. So if today's the 19th, I got paid on Friday, but I think I got money early because of Juneteenth today. Because I did receive my paycheck today, which is kind of weird. It's Wednesday, and I normally get paid on Fridays for one bank and then Thursdays for the other, because Wells Fargo pays out a little early. So I think my next video will be a like budget closeout. I'll probably post it not on a Friday, maybe like a Tuesday. I'm gonna try to do it almost immediately after the month end so that I don't get behind again. And my intention is to go over my spending for June and July. Then I'll have a budget with me, hopefully that Friday, but I have a visitor, so I might be like early the following week. And then my boyfriend with his new job, we now get paid on like alternating weeks. So I think that will work out good for him doing a guest video, because if I get paid on the 5th, he'll get paid on the 12th, and then I normally wouldn't have the video on the 12th. So I think that will work out well. I just have to have him start practicing because it's a little weird to record and talk to yourself but also be talking to people. I don't know. So that'll be coming. I'm not really sure if I want to do like have him kind of go over his like financial situation right now and explain his budget and then do a budget with me, or just do a budget with me kind of a chattier one explaining everything as he goes signing. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards because, you know, I'm sure he doesn't want to be creating all these videos, but I already have him like signed up for a few. So yeah, so that'll be coming. It's just been I was planning on doing it in June. It's just been a crazy month. Thank you for watching today's video. If you haven't done so already, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe. Bye.